I'm an addict recovering from the disease of addiction. There's a lot of people here. Like a lot of people. I would first like to open this with like a moment of silence for anybody that you have lost the disease of addiction, or anybody that you know that is struggling out there right now. So please take a moment for all those. Thank you. It is truly an honor and a blessing to be able to be a part of this day. And I was asked to tell my story. So like as a young child, like I always felt different. I never felt adequate. I remember being in school and I was one of the kids that had to be in the classes with the two teachers, so I always felt different. I had a speech impediment. I stuttered a lot. I had to go to speech class, so I always felt so different. I never felt good enough. There's a lot of abuse in my story, and I always felt like there was something inside of me that needed to be filled. And I remember trying to fill this thing inside me, this void, with many things, especially drugs. Who would have thought? You know what I mean? And I just remember I remember at the end, I remember where my addiction brought me and all the horrible places. I remember I lived on Sampson Ave for a little bit in Seaside Heights in a 5-bedroom condo, and there was just so many people coming in and out of that place. And to think that I'm here today, it's truly a miracle. Because I really never was. I really thought that I was going to die. I really thought that I was going to die dancing and with the needle in me. I didn't think there was any hope. I didn't have any dreams or aspirations. I never did, because I never saw any hope, because the drugs took that from me. The drugs took my feelings. The drugs took my emotions. The drugs took every human quality that I had. They stole that. And I struggled a long time in active addiction. And like one of the main things that I want to talk about is that we do recover. You know what I mean? Like I know so many recovering people that are in recovery that we're staying clean and we're recovering and we're working on ourselves. Like it's a possibility now. Like it's like I'm not the same individual that I was. Like I used to be that derelict, that menace to society that kept getting arrested and locked up. I used to be that prostitute, and I used to never think that I could find a way out of that. I didn't see any hope for myself. And like I remember when I met Steve, and I remember when I got my first charge when I was 16 years old, and my probation officer at the time gave me a list, and I picked his name off of that list, and like the God of my understanding put him in my life to help me save him. Because like that man has been one of the most important people in my life since that time. Like he drove me to rehab. He would call me constantly just to check up on me, just to make sure that I was alive. And he's such a big reason why I'm here today. And thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. And I remember going into treatment, and I remember that I didn't think that I was an addict because I thought I was, you know what I mean? I was never homeless. I was never eating out of garbage. I was never that person, so I could never identify with that. You know what I mean? Because I thought that you had to be homeless on the streets and dirty to be an addict. You know what I mean? But I was shooting heroin, but I wasn't an addict, you know? And like I let the disease consume me and like consume my whole entire life. And I really don't want to focus on active addiction today. I really want to focus on the fact that like we do recover and there is hope. And like I want to talk about my cousin really quickly, because I've learned that the 12-step program that like I do attend, that the people that we have lost, because I don't know how many people I've lost, but I've lost a lot to this addiction. Like I always talk about him, and that he never got to experience a 12-step fellowship. He died without knowing. And like I've learned in this process that when I share his story, he still lives on. So all those people that have a spot in your heart and that you've known that have died, you know what I mean, as a result of the disease of addiction or somehow been impacted by it, if you share their story, they still live on. And I remember, like, I didn't come into the 12-step fellowship that I'm involved in with like family or anything like that. I was not one of those people that had all this support. And I remember that I never felt like I belonged anywhere, and I was never welcomed anywhere. And like they welcomed me. And I've never felt like I belonged anywhere, but like I belong there, and like I found a family. You know what I mean? And it's not blood family, but it's like better than that, you know? Because like I got clean, and like I stayed clean, and like my recovery date. My recovery date is March 17th, 2014, and if you would have told me then that I would be doing stuff like this or that I would even be alive, I would think you were nuts. You know, I would think that you'd have to be committed to a mental institution or stuff like that. And like it's not the case, because like there is so much hope. And I mean, I'm really blessed that I'm in recovery. You know what I mean? Because like I got to live through like the horrors of active addiction, and like now I get to like be clean and like experience life and like help people and like work on myself on a daily basis, because that's what we do in the 12-step program that like I'm involved in, and like we get better. Because for me, like just the drugs are just a spoke on a wheel. I have many issues. Drugs is like not like I wish I just had a drug problem, you know what I mean? That would be awesome, but like I don't. I have many issues, you know what I mean? And if I don't like get help to like focus on all those and like recover in all areas of my life, like I will go out and use, but like the whole point of today is that like people never have to use again, because like there is a new way of life. You know what I mean? Like there truly is. And like, I wasn't like, no one could have dragged me to get clean. No one could have like made me get clean. I had to want it myself. And it's so sad when you know people, because I know so many people that just don't do it. And they suffer. Because like this it doesn't only affect, you know, I always thought that I was only affecting myself when I was in active addiction, but like that's not the case. And like as you can see here today, like it affects a lot of people. It affects his families and children. And like I really honestly never would have imagined where my life would be like today, because of like the work that I do on myself and like the 12-step program that I'm involved in. And like my life today, like I remember when I was in rehab, and like I laughed for the first time. And that might sound stupid, you know, but I hadn't laughed my whole entire life. And I like remember when like I first laughed, and like it felt so good to finally be able to laugh and like feel that, because I hadn't had feelings in so long. So like I have my feelings back today. And like I actually have like intimate relationships with people, because I didn't have friends in active addiction, you know what I mean? It was all about what do you have, what do I have, and like that's it. And like today, like I actually have people in my life that care about me, that like call me and ask how I am, and I know it's just so amazing. It really is. It's truly so amazing, because I never would have thought that like the God of my understanding had that in store for me. And like I get to help a lot of people. Like I talk to a lot of women about the abuse that I've been in, and I can be there for them. And it's truly such an honor and a blessing. I mean, I really thought that I was gonna die. You know what I mean? I really thought I was gonna die. And like it's not. Like we can, you know what I mean? We can recover and we can help each other, and it's such an amazing a process. And like it brings people together. I really never thought there was a way out. You know what I mean? And like there really is. There's help. There's a lot of help out there now. And like it's not like the same thing that like once an addict, always an addict, like society is beginning to see. You know what I mean? And like we do change. Like I know a lot of people, you know what I mean, in society think that people that suffer with drug addiction, that it's like a choice or something like that, but like it wasn't a choice. It's not like I woke up every day and like chose to do drugs. You know, now I have a choice. You know what I mean? Because like luckily like I've been clean and like I have a choice today. Like I no longer have to use, and like thank God I never have to use again. And I have 2 minutes left, so I really want to give another round of applause to Hope Sheds Light for putting this on for everybody. And like this has been such like an amazing process, an amazing day. And like I'm really sorry for all the losses that everyone has to endeavor. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people right here now, and but like we can get through all this pain. You know what I mean? And like do it together. And if you see somebody you may not realize, but giving someone a smile and a hug in the street, it means a lot, because you don't know what they went through that day. You don't know that how much of an impact you can have on someone's day by just giving them a hug or a smile. So please try to remember that when you're going in your daily routines, to please stop and smile. I mean, maybe not hug a random stranger, but like give somebody a handshake, because like that stuff can change that person's day. Because like I know for me that when I'm in my head and I'm feeling horrible and someone smiles at me or gives me a hug, it completely changes my day. Thank you so much for listening.